Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So in this video today we are going to study about the different classes of fungus and what is the class criteria on which the classification of fungus was done. The fungus classification, if you see, it is based on morphology of mycelium. Means we have to see whether the mycelium is cenocytic or it is septate. If it is septate, then we have to see whether it is having a primary mycelium, means monokaryotic condition, or it is secondary mycelium, means dikaryotic condition. Then second criteria is we will be checking the mode of the spore formation. So they are making the spores, are they making endogenous spore or are they making exogenous spore? So this is the next criteria for classification. Then fruiting bodies. Fruiting bodies are the one which are actually made by the Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. So these are the three criteria for classification. Now let us see what are the different classes of the fungus which are made. Now see class, the kingdom fungus is divided into three divisions: Gymnomycota, Oomycota and Eumycota. Gymnomycota will include slime molds which were later on shifted according to the Whittaker into the kingdom Protista. Oomycota means they are the one which are having the mycelium aseptate, which include Phycomycetes. And mycelium septate are coming under division Eumycota. So Phycomycetes is divided into two, Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. And the one which are having the septate mycelium will be divided into three, Ascomycetes, Basidio and Ditro. So according to your NCERT, there are only four classes, that is Phycomycetes, Asco, Basidio and Ditro. So now I'll just make you learn and I'll make you give you the learning tips so that you can learn all the four classes of the kingdom fungus in the ease. Now see the four classes of fungus: Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Ditromycetes. Now see, Phycomycetes is divided into two, that is your Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. So it is divided into Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. Now see, Oomycetes is also known as algal fungus. Oomycetes is also known as algal fungus. Reason is it is found in the aquatic habitat where algae live, that is why it is known as algal fungus. Zygomycetes is also known as conjugation fungus because they will show the plasmogamy by the method of the conjugation. So conjugation fungi. Ascomycetes is known as sac fungus because they are going to make the ascospores in the sac, that is known as ascus. Basidiomycetes is known as club fungi. And Ditromycetes is the one which will not show any plasmogamy, no karyogamy, no meiosis. So it means there is no sexual reproduction stage. So we call it as imperfect fungi. So these are the different other names of the fungus. So I think so this much is clear. Now we'll be classifying them on the basis of mycelium. See, the mycelium here will be cenocytic hyper. So this is cenocytic, and cenocytic means aseptate and multinucleate. This side also we will say it is cenocytic, aseptate and multinucleate. In case of Ascomycetes, the mycelium is septate with simple pore. So these are the simple pores which are present with monokaryon. This is your monokaryon. This is your primary mycelium, which is dominant. And secondary mycelium is short-lived. Means, let me draw once again. So this is your septate hyper with simple pore. And secondary conditions will be there. Secondary mycelium means dikaryon condition. So two different nuclei will be there. So this you will say it is short-lived. Secondary mycelium is short-lived. In case of the Basidiomycetes, now you know very well, mycelium will be with the polypore septa. All these terminologies you can learn it from the previous videos where I have explained the fungus method of reproduction. So this is your monokaryon, and this monokaryon mycelium is short-lived here. And next is your Dolichopore septa with dikaryon. This is the dolichopore and this is dikaryon. So this is your dominant phase. So if you see the diagram and explanation, it will be very easy for you to learn. In case of the ascomycetes, primary mycelium is dominant, but in case of basidiomycetes, it is the secondary mycelium which is dominant. And in case of Deuteromycetes, we will be drawing the mycelium only with the simple pore and only monokaryon mycelium because they don't show any plasmogamy. So only primary mycelium is seen in them. So I think so with respect to the mycelium, this much topic is easy for you to learn. Now see with respect to the asexual spore. These are the asexual spores which are made inside the bag that is known as sporangia, and the spores are motile. So these motile spores are known as zoospore, which are endogenous. In case of zygomycetes, we are making a spore which are non-motile. So they are known as aplanospore. But in case of the ascomycetes, we are finding that they are making the spores on the flask-like structure which are directly they are born outside. So the spores are made on the flask-like structure which is known as sterigmata. And we are finding that the spores are born here. These are your exogenous spores known as conidia. And they are in the basipetal arrangement. And all these spores which I am drawing right now, all are here made by the mitosis. So they are also known as mitospore. Here we will not draw anything. It is very, very important. You have to remember that here the mitospores are absent. They don't make any mitospore. But here again we'll be making the asexual spore, that is conidia. I'm just directly drawing it. So these are the asexual spores which is made by them. Now let us see what type of the plasmogamy they will do. Because we have discussed already in the fungus sexual reproduction involves 3 steps: plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. So let us see different types of plasmogamy. So in case of the oomycetes, we'll be finding they are showing isogamous condition. This is isogamous. They'll be showing anisogamous also. And they'll be showing oogamy also. So they are showing all methods of the plasmogamy, that is planogametic copulation is shown by them. Then they are going for the gametangial contact. This is the male gametangia, which is known as antheria. And this is the female gametangia, which is known as oogonia. And the content is transferred from male to female through conjugation tube. So after this, they are making the spore, which is known as oospore. This is the sexual spore which is made by them. The ploidy is 2N because this is a zygote which is made and it is having a covering with a thin wall. This is known as oospore, which is a sexual spore of the oomycetes. That is why the class is given the name oomycetes, because they make oospore. In case of the zygomycetes, we are finding they are going for gametangial copulation for doing the plasmogamy. One is working as plus, another is working as minus. So finally, they are making the thick-walled zygospore. They will make this thick-walled structure, and this is a sexual spore of the zygomycetes known as zygospore. The zygospore is a sexual spore of zygomycetes, which is also 2N, and please learn it carefully. Learning, I'm trying to revise once again. Oomycetes will make oospore and zygomycetes will make zygospore. Both oospore and zygospores, they are sexual spores and they are going for meiosis. It means they will work as meiocyte. In case of the ascomycetes, you will find the gametangial contact method also, where one is working as male, another is working as female, and the content is transferred. This method of plasmogamy also is shown by them. They will show this method of plasmogamy, that is gametangial copulation also. All this we have already discussed in the previous video. If you are still confused with what type of plasmogamy I am speaking, you can just go and refer to that video also. So this is gametangial contact. Okay, let me write once again for you. Gametangial contact. This is your gametangial copulation. Then they will go for spermatization also, where non-motile male gamete spermatia will be there. And then they are showing for somatogamy also. So I'm just writing the name somatogamy, where only hyphas are coming and fusing. Now they are making the sexual spore that is known as ascospore. Ascospore is a sexual spore which is made by them inside ascus, which is haploid in nature. This is the sexual spore which is made by them inside the ascus. You can understand this is one piece of the hypha we are taking, and this is the sac-like structure which is made by them, inside which we are finding 2 spores of the plus nature and 2 spores of the minus nature. So these are your asexual spores, which are ploidy is N. In case of the Basidiomycetes, they are showing only one method of plasmogamy, that is known as somatogamy. And in case of them, try to understand the diagram. This is, let us assume the same diagram here, but here they are making the club-like structure, which is bearing the sterigmata 4, and here you are producing the basidiospores. So from this you can understand the diagram carefully. Basidiospores are also made by the process of meiosis. They are N nature. Please focus, class. Few things, just focus it very carefully. If you see here, ascospores, focus, ascospores, they are made inside and basidiospores are made outside. Both are sexual spores, but both ploidy is N. So if you start comparing with all the 4 sexual spores, oospore ploidy is 2N, zygospore ploidy is 2N, but ascospore is a product of meiosis. So we will say ascospore is meiospore. Basidiospore is also meiospore, which is made after the process of meiosis. And in case of Deuteromycetes, you know very well, plasmogamy is absent here. They will not show any method of the plasmogamy, no karyogamy, nothing will be there. So that is why we say they are imperfect fungus, because they don't show any stages of the sexual reproduction. So I hope this will help you to learn properly how we are classifying the fungus based on the mode of morphology of mycelium, mode of spore formation, and the fruiting bodies. Now see, here I am giving the list of all the asexual spores what we have discussed. Zoospore, ploidy is N. Sporangiospore is also known as aplanospore. Ploidy is again N here. Conidia, this is also ploidy is N. So asexual spores are made by the process of mitosis. They are known as mitospore. So I think so this much is clear to you. Now let me explain you sexual spore also. Now see the sexual spore. Oomycetes makes oospore, and oospore ploidy is 2N. Please remember, oospore ploidy is 2N, which is working as meiocyte. This oospore is working as meiocyte. Okay, second, zygomycetes will make zygospore. Zygospore ploidy is also 2N. So both these spores are working as meiocyte. Meiocyte means the cell which is ready for meiosis. It means they will undergo meiosis. But in case of ascomycetes, they are making ascospore. Ploidy is N, and Basidiomycetes is making Basidiospore, that ploidy is also N. So in both these cases, they are the product of meiosis. So we call them as meiospore. I hope this will help you to learn it. Now let me explain you few comparisons. When it comes in the option, the student always get confused. Now see the difference between the zoospore and zygospore. When it comes as an option, then the students feel very confusion here. See, zoospores, this ploidy, first of all, if you see, this is your asexual spore. And this is the sexual spore. This ploidy is haploid, is N. Here ploidy is 2N. It is seen in oomycetes. And this is seen in zygomycetes. Second difference between the oosphere and oospore. See, oosphere is also known as egg. So it is, ploidy is haploid and oospore is ploidy is 2N. It is a sexual spore. And this is gamete. So I hope up to here a concept is clear. What are the difference between the zoospore and zygospore and oosphere and oospore? Now see the fruiting bodies. Ascomycetes. Fruiting body of Ascomycetes is known as ascocarp. Fruiting body of Ascomycetes is known as ascocarp, and fruiting body of Basidiomycetes is known as basidiocarp. I hope all the explanation which I have given in this video today, it will help you to learn the kingdom fungus very easily. Now you will find the kingdom fungus is very easy. In the next video, we'll be studying the case studies like Rhizopus life cycle. In the next video, I'll be discussing it. Thanks for watching, and still if you have any doubt, then you can message me and write the comments how you're feeling this video and how you are liking my explanation, so that at least I'll get an idea and my work is useful for you or not. Thanks, class.